Assalamu alaikum. On this video, I will be touching on the topic of grief. Grief is a very human experience that touches each and every one of us, regardless of our age, culture, tradition, where we were born. When we experience a loss that we are grieved about, even when we've dealt with it, the grief will never go away. It will never leave us. So let's take a look at some of the things we grieve about. We grieve the people we love who have passed on. We grieve change, the loss of the rhythm of our lives. And when we grieve change, we don't just grieve unexpected changes, we even grieve changes we knowingly make. So in light of the COVID-19 world we live in currently, there is a huge, heavy sense of grief we all experience, especially during this sort of upheaval that is imposed on us. The world over is going through such tremendous change with such sense of confusion, turmoil, disruption. So I want to ask you, what have you lost at this time? Whom have you lost at this time? Have we perhaps lost our former way of connecting with our loved ones? Loss of connection to our faith community, our mosque routine, our regular Friday praying, the loss of our freedom, our activities, our children's schooling, the safety net of their daycares, or them being watched by their grandparents. Or perhaps there are many of us who've lost our jobs, our means of income. This is a huge and understandable reason to grieve. And when we grieve the loss of our jobs, the secondary loss from that is the loss of feeling safe, of perhaps our home, our financial security. It could lead to loss of faith, loss of trust in the system, or even God. And if this is where you are, please don't grieve alone. Please reach out to your community. Please reach out to us, this Muslim chaplain community, and let us uphold you. As my chaplain colleague reminded me today, #we are in this together. Please don't grieve alone. We are all in this together. And for those who want some reminders of how to cope with grief at this time, these are my go-tos, and if it's helpful, I invite you to include it in your own lives and spiritual practice. My first go-to is slowing it down. Sometimes it looks overwhelming, especially for parents who are also now teachers at home with the children. Taking it one day at a time means accepting that homeschooling will look very different than a normal school schedule. Slowing it down and taking it one day at a time means patience, which for me is letting go of expectations. My second go-to is affirmations, smelling the roses, or in our tradition, zikrullah, the remembrance. These are the words I say when I walk at the hospital I am a chaplain at, where sometimes I do get overwhelmed. And these words I say are a reminder that I am not alone. Ya Allah, you know what I don't know. You see what I don't see. You understand what I don't understand. These words are my reset button, reminding me to live into the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and trusting that God knows all. I'm heartened by the news, for example, that I've read where the majestic Himalayas could be seen from 100 miles away as a positive effect of the improvement in air quality. Who would have thought? The last thing I want to say about grief is that there is no quick fix to grieving. There is absolutely no right way to grieve, and there is also no universal timetable for grieving. We all grieve differently, but grieve we must as humans. Please be kind and gentle to yourselves. Be kind and gentle to your family members, all your loved ones, and smell the roses. My love and absolute salam to you and your loved ones. May Allah be pleased with us all.